So begins the craziness of high school basketball. These two programs have been the cream of the crop in the Girls City League here in Boston. Always fun to see the future of Boston basketball. Boy going to work. Somehow gets it to go, and the foul. Jordan off the up fake.
That's the kind of control finish you want to have.
Aiden from way downtown.
Big play to follow up that push.
The Tech Boston Bears have won back-to-back championship in 2019. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boston English High School in Jamaica Plain, as tonight two rivals from the Boston South look to finish the season in style as the Charlestown Townies take on the Boston English Eagles. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, we have two teams where, at the start of the season, coming into this year, we thought would be two more competitive teams in the City League, but hasn't turned out that way.
No, not at all. I mean, young players on the English side have been an issue in terms of head coach Eric McCoy trying to get them to work together and develop together. So, like you said, they've struggled this season.
That's right.
And that's what sometimes it becomes typical. With very young players. Just I think one senior on this team, a few juniors, a bunch of sophomores, and one freshman.
That's
so,
right.
You by mid-season, you start calling it rebuilding.
Sure,
Right.
No question. We'll start with the Charlestown Townies, and it's one player that is a transfer from St. John's Prep. Jamar Henry's one player that we're going to be looking at tonight. He's the starting point guard for the Charlestown Townies.
Right. Well, Charlestown depends on him a lot, like you mentioned. High school veteran, right? Okay,
yeah, right.
Experienced player, point guard, important position, obviously. So he'll pretty much lead their offense. Try to again playing with some young players, a combination of young players. Charlestown actually has more experience and more, varsity experience.
That's right.
But Henry's the main guy.
No
Definitely.
question.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side, for the English Eagles, Makai Diedrich has had an outstanding season. He's our spotlight player tonight. Talk about a scorer here in the Boston City League.
Well, and this is the type of game, like you mentioned in the open, trying to finish off the season well, because they both are, well under 500, and hopefully they can finish things off. Diedrich is the main weapon for English, and a Friday night at home, big crowd, we're here, so I think Diedrich can be expected to have a big game.
No question. We'll see what kind of numbers he can put up. We'll see here in a minute that he had an outstanding game back in December against Snowden. We actually had 54 points. Talk about pouring in points here for the Boston English Blue Eagles. He also had a very good game against Charlestown, the first time that they matched up back in the first game of the season, actually, for Charlestown.
They played
and for
the week
Boston
before
English.
Christmas.
That's right.
And Charlestown got the Christmas present for that one, right?
That's right. Charlestown was able to win that one. Jaleel Wiggins, one of the best players on English, hadn't played in the first 9 games. We'll get into that a little bit more, but it was Diedrich, who was the one who was putting up all the points and filling up the stat sheet for the English Eagles. Now, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, who's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Charlestown head coach Hugh Coleman admitted this has been the most difficult season of his entire career. The 11-year head coach and 5-year assistant at Charlestown has had a couple of issues this year with 3 players ruled ineligible and a lot of players struggling to figure out their role. But in doing that, he's realized how much he enjoys the process. With so many freshmen already moving up or playing well in the JV team, it's given him a chance to reflect, and he's really excited for this year.
Thanks very much, Seth. And as they get the national anthem going here at Boston English High School, we're going to actually head to break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap here from English High in Jamaica Plain right after these words. Don't go away.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure love.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
My son Andrew was always a joy to be around. I always taught him to be accepting of other people. That's why when Andrew was suddenly fired from his teaching job for being gay, my heart just broke. As a parent, how do you prepare your child for something like that? I hope we get to a place where people will be treated with respect, equality, and love.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Boston English High School in Jamaica Plain. We're just about set to go here with the English Blue Eagles taking on the Charlestown Townies. Charlestown, it's Henry, Perry, DeLeon, Parham, and Jean-Louis. We'll get to the English starters in just a second. English controls the opening tap, but the ball was swatted out of bounds. It's going to stay with Boston English. There are the starters for English. Diedrich, Wiggins, very good backcourt here for the Eagles. Vital, Montanez, and Olegar.
Deep three, start things out.
Mackay Diedrich. I'm sorry, that was not Mackay Diedrich.
No, what Diedrich?
He's knocking down the three. That was number 32 for Boston English that we don't have a number for. Here comes Diedrich in the open floor. Gets the basket and the foul.
You can see he has some pep in that step pad. Like Rick talked about in the open, he wants to put a stamp on this day in game early as possible. Also, hard drives the basket, grabbed early. He's able to finish off the hoop. And a three-point play.
So Diedrich three-point play and the three-pointer to open things up. 6-0 lead for Boston English here with the first 30 seconds gone by in the first quarter.
Full court press.
Open three off the back iron that time. Put back from Charlestown, not good inside. Another offensive rebound. And this time, it's Devin Parham who's going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, DeRosca, a little too aggressive on the defense. Watch DeRosca, the 24, you'll see him. Sorry, Montanez it was. As you mentioned, Pat, both these teams played the week before Christmas. High-scoring game, 77-72 out in Charlestown. One of the coaches saying, really spirited game.
That's right.
And then English was a little shorthanded for that one. So they're hoping to exact some revenge tonight.
Parham 0 for 2 from the free throw line, so nothing on that trip for Charlestown. Here comes Diedrich. Now it's Jaleel Wiggins on the nice drive. Can't score off the window.
Just couldn't finish.
Corner three fired and good that time for Charlestown. Desheen Perry connected from long distance.
Desheen is probably one of their better three-point shooters, even though Charlestown has a handful of three-point shooters.
Diedrich. Here comes Harry. We talked about him earlier. He stepped out of bounds, and that's going to go back to Boston English. Coach Coleman looking for a foul.
Yeah, got veteran referees. Got Anthony Pitts along with Jamal Galloway. Both teams, a lot of energy early.
Good looking pass inside by Diedrich. Now it's Wiggins on the drive. Gets it to go.
Nice finish by Wiggins, under control.
We're talking before about that Charlestown English game to start off the season. Wiggins actually missed the first 9 games of the season, waiting for a 5th-year
he's trying to get a waiver, right? And it's too bad because I know Eric McCoy was expecting him to get it and be able to stop the season. It was a weird situation. He actually was with the team the entire preseason, practice, and was penciled in as one of the starters.
No question.
So here you are ready to start the season. All of a sudden, you got to pull one of your kids out of the starting lineup.
Talk about Wiggins. You saw the connection there from Wiggins to Makai Diedrich. What a full court pass there from Wiggins to Diedrich as we see what kind of connection they have. 7-point lead here for Boston English. So Charlestown takes a timeout. Seth Orensky, our sideline reporter, has an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. A big part of English's recent success, winning 3 of their past 4, has been their defense. A lot of times early on in the season, Coach McCoy said they were giving up way too many points in transition. They're still giving up some transition chances here early on in the game, but thus far they haven't been really hurt by it. We'll see if that continues as English looks to make a late postseason run. Guys?
Thank you very much, Seth. Just saw a shot of assistant coach Barry Robinson, who was the head coach for a long time here at Boston English High.
Still in his blood, so he came back to help his assistants.
Still loves spending time here, but Eric McCoy, now the head coach, I believe for his fourth
year, I think it is. Yeah.
Eric, an alum of Boston English. And that one sails out of bounds as Perry was looking for the cutting.
Well, they got, Charlestown did get the press breaker in the front court, but that errant pass trying to get to one of the three-point shooters.
Wiggins fires up a 3 and hits it.
Tell you, home court rims, huh? The English kids seem far more relaxed, up to a 10-point lead already.
We're going to foul at half court. That's going to be on Wiggins. So yeah, Wiggins missed the first 9 games of the season, and there's Coach McCoy right there. You got to think even if he only missed like 4 or 5, and they had him for 4 more, they'd be in a much better position right now to try to make the state tournament. I don't think
better start. Yeah, you're right. That really hurt them. Not only is he one of the bigger players, he's also one of the few seniors. So you're talking about leadership, experience, and physical talent.
Good drive there from Henry as he could not hit it off the window. He will get 2 free throws as that last basket was made by Richard Montañez.
You see the drive of Charlestown with body contact and 2 free throws. Yeah, one of the challenges for both Eric McCoy at English and Hugh Coleman at Charlestown, when you have teams who are so far under 500 unexpectedly, to get them to come to practice every day, work as hard to get ready, you start to focus on your underclassmen, especially when you have freshmen, sophomores, and some juniors, because those are the kids who you're hoping that over the course of the offseason, they'll do their work so that next year when you start out, they can get off to a much better start. Both teams, really disappointing starts to this season, and it never really turned around at all.
Henry knocks down the second there for Charlestown. One player who did play in that first matchup between these 2 teams for Charlestown was Gabriel Gardner, who was one of the starters that was back for his senior season. But Gardner, I believe about a month ago or so, really had a bad dislocated shoulder. So he's probably done for the season.
At this point,
Coach Coleman mentioned to me. So Charlestown with 1 less guy than the first time, and then English with 1 more of their better players here in the second matchup. 3 ball on the way. That's off the back iron. A good rebound inside from Perry.
Travel there. Had right idea, had a ball fake, but just took a step before he put his dribble down.
That was Dory DeLeon.
I mean, English defense, this full court pressure is flying around so much. A pass ball fake would really give English a chance to give Charlestown rather a chance for a fast break.
Ricky Cabral checked in for Charlestown as Makai Diedrich was whistled for extra steps. Poke steal that time for Boston English. Here comes Diedrich back down the other end, scoring the layup.
Yeah, English is getting a lot out of this full court pressure. And no steal.
Olagon with the steal that time.
Ooh.
Jumper's knocked down from Wiggins. He knocks down that three, so it's a 20-5 lead now for Boston English. Charlestown calls another timeout here with 3.5 minutes gone by in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, Olagon, nice steal by him, finds his three-point shooter. Yeah, you talk about players who, you can get excited anyway playing at home, big crowd, Friday evening, and you have the added, I guess, incentive of trying to just get back the loss English had out in Charlestown, even though it was, what, a month and a half ago.
That's right.
You remember that. Now, what the good thing about Charlestown, they have like I said, they have a bunch of three-point shooters. So even though you're down 15, you know you can shoot your way back in it, but you've got to settle down and stop giving away all these turnovers.
Yeah, oftentimes when you see those young players face the press, they often struggle with it. It's more like the decision-making rather than anything else.
That's exactly what it is. And the coaches, what coaches never understand is, how do we go over this every single day in practice? Seems so easy, seems like it's sinking in.
Right.
The first time you see it in the live game, all you get is a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah, players start getting into their old habits and turning the ball over. Charlestown right now with 5 turnovers in this first quarter. Not something that Coach Coleman wants to see. English again in that press.
Yeah, Perry's the guy who has to get the ball. Yeah.
And Perry gets fouled right around half court.
Yeah, he's the one who can actually break. Once he gets the ball near half court, he can penetrate with his dribble.
Najeem Fatel whistle for that foul.
Charleston just has to stop making some outside shots. That's pretty much their offense, the strength of their offense. Parham.
Short on that three, gets his own rebound. Over to Perry. Perry off the up fake. Knocks down the elbow jumper.
So he was under control. Made a big difference. Gave him the head and shoulders fake. Stepped in, got the mid-range shot.
Wiggins knocks down a corner three. What a first quarter he's had. He's got 11 points.
That's amazing.
3 from downtown now for Jarrell Wiggins. Boy, Diedrich's been the scorer for most of the season, but Wiggins
out to a great start.
Taking over early on here at Boston English. Julian Curry now in for Charlestown as Perry knocks down a three.
Yeah, back-to-back jumpers for Perry. And like I said, Charlestown shoots a bunch of threes, but they got to stop some threes.
Perry comes away with a rebound for the Townies. Quickly up the floor they go. Ricky Cabral firing up a three. Burying it. That was a 2. I think he was stepping on the line.
He stepped in, yeah.
Ricky, the starting quarterback for the Charlestown football team back in the fall as a freshman. Now getting varsity basketball time. Diedrich feeds it inside to Wiggins, and Jaleel's going to get 2 free throws.
They got hit in the forehead. But, yeah, you have to like the defense. Yeah, it's Curry. Watch Julian Curry, 35. Right there got him on the side of the head. See, it does seem like Charlestown is getting their heads back in the game after making 3 consecutive shots.
And Wiggins could not hit the first. Knocks down the second. Substitution for Boston English. Wiggins going to head to the bench. And Brandon Pena now on the floor for English.
I think Wiggins will just get a short break because he's just too hot to keep him out too long.
Nice pass inside to Diedrich. Off the feed from Olagon. Corner three, well off the mark. Rebound comes out to Perry. Perry inside to Curry. Julian Curry couldn't hit the hook shot. Diedrich.
Oh, nice pass.
A lot of work down low that time for Hayden Lavanis, but
yeah, Diedrich penetrated well. Had a chance to squeeze a shot up, but made a nice pass to his teammate who just wasn't expecting the ball.
Shot inside, no good off the backboard as Curry comes away with a rebound. Quickly up the floor goes Charlestown.
Nice
layup underneath.
Slide step. It's amazing when you when you make some shots, all of a sudden your defense starts playing well too.
They're trying to feed it inside, stolen away by Curry. Here comes Ricky Cabral. Back down the other end, doesn't get the basket, but he will go to the free throw line.
Good job. Yeah, Curry did a good job as he closed down the middle, made a steal, and sent Cabral on a one-on-one break.
First turnover that time for Boston English as the freshman Ricky Cabral now at the free throw line for Charlestown. Cannot hit the first. Substitution for Boston English, Peterly DeRoska now in for the Eagles. Second free throw, good putback. Diedrich splitting the defense for the easy lefty lay-in.
He was so quick on that, Pat. The Charlestown defense hadn't even turned around yet. He was already at the foul line.
Corner three from Perry off the back rim. Cabral tried to put back through the air but couldn't get it to go. Strong drive that time from Charlestown.
Well, I'll tell you, the Charlestown kids they are hustling to the ball. I mean, far more than they were in the first 5 minutes of the game.
That's Jamone Bing on the drive there for Charlestown.
Yeah, Olagun got the contact in there. But Charlestown's got to figure out some way to slow down Makai Diedrich. He's doing it from inside and outside.
Bing knocks down the first free throw for the Townies.
Let's be a little more patient with some of the bench players out there.
Off the good swing, three-pointer missed that time by Pena. They feed it inside to Olagun. It's all gonna have to bring it back out. Diedrich from the elbow.
That's what I'm saying. He just got it going. I mean, for whatever reason, Charlestown started out with man, and then went to a zone. They may have to go back to a different type of zone to take away his dribble.
Curry on the drive.
And that's finished by Curry. That time under control.
I'm sorry, that's not Curry. That's Stephen Jean-Louis.
Steal by Jean-Louis.
Nice drive again by Charlestown. Bing couldn't put it back up and in. Rebound to Olagun. Here comes Diedrich. Kai trying to go baseline, feed it inside, and it's a turnover there for Boston English. Here comes Bing. Now it's Perry for three, gets it to go.
His favorite spot apparently. He's made two of them from that deep right wing. Brought his team back within 10.
Yeah, Perry been their most consistent scorer. He's got three from behind the arc. Pena rattles over three for England.
I tell you, English, this first quarter, you could never tell that they were a sub-500 team and having a really tough season.
Boston English with 5 threes in that first quarter. They lead Charlestown by 13. There you see Pena knocking it down for the Eagles. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on Game of the Week right after these words.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Welcome back to English High School in Jamaica Plain for Game of the Week as the Boston English Eagles lead the Charlestown Townies 33-20. Heck of a first quarter there for English, scoring 33 points. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Game of the Week Boston. A lot of good stuff up on that site. Make sure you like us on that Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Charlestown gets the ball to start the second quarter here at Boston English High. Trailing by 13. Cabral, deep three.
Wow.
Can't get that one to go.
That was deep.
DeRosco with a rebound for Boston English. Shot in the corner. Wiggins, the basket.
Nice strong move by Wiggins. Split two defenders. Use that length of his to finish.
Next time that happens with Wiggins, it won't be a layup. It'll be a
dunk.
Highlight reel jam. Good drive by Henry. Can't get it to go. DeRosco with another rebound for Boston English.
Hugh Coleman had to jump on the court to tell one of his big men to challenge Wiggins when he goes to the basket like that.
Charlestown coming up with a turnover. Henry, good feed inside to Parham for the layup.
Maybe they'll get Parham going. He's one of the three-point shooters that Charlestown really depends on. Hasn't hit one yet. That was his first hoop, the two-point layup.
Pena trying to come back down with another three. Couldn't get that one to go. Here comes Henry. Lost it out of bounds. Going to stay with the Townies. Substitution for Boston English as Olegon and Mackay Diedrich come back in for the Eagles. We mentioned how this season has been somewhat disappointing for both these teams. Parham, like you mentioned, Al, there you go, knocking down the three.
And he's one of the guys who goes to the deep corner, either side, shoots a lot of threes.
A season ago, Charlestown didn't make the state tournament, but they made the city playoffs.
Right.
And actually lost in that first round city playoff game. I believe to Tech Boston, if I remember correctly. Or it might have been New Mission. And brought them down below 500, so they didn't make the state tournament, but still had a relatively successful season. So that's why a lot of folks, including us, thought that they would have a better year this year. And then Boston English was 13-7 last year and made the state tournament.
They made the state tournament for the first time in a while, actually.
That's right. I think since 2013, I believe.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned before for English, losing Wiggins for those first 9 games
really
puts
a killer.
The Eagles behind the 8 ball to start the year.
You can see tonight, I mean, Wiggins does
pretty
much everything. He has 100% confidence in his outside shot, drives strong to the basket, will rebound, will run the floor.
4 threes tonight so far for Jareel Wiggins. Putback is good that time from Julian Curry.
Yeah. He's happy with that one. He actually got a nice bounce. Got some help on the bounce. Watch the ball bounce and let him go up and get it on that second jump. That's Charlestown needs more of that. I mean, you can't expect to just come back only on 3-point shots. So you got to get some work inside too.
Curry can't hit the free throw. Rebound by Wiggins. Charlestown having a tough time at the free throw line here in the first half. Free ball on the way for English. Off the front rim, Curry with the rebound for Charlestown. Stolen right back by Diedrich. Mackay tries a runner. And he's going to head to the charity stripe.
Mackay. Well, the thing is, he's beaten the first defender, and the Charlestown players just aren't stepping up to take away his momentum.
Diedrich knocks down the first free throw. He's got 4 steals in this game.
A little bit of everything here in the first half.
Diedrich knocks down that second free throw. 15 points for him. Make that 17 for Mackay Diedrich.
Talking about 32 points between those two players, Pat.
Another turnover for Charlestown. Diedrich, corner 3, off the back iron. Wiggins comes away with the offensive rebound. Another good swing there from English. Good feed inside to Allegan.
Nice play inside. The first time we did that, Allegan wasn't ready for the ball about 5 minutes ago. That time, perfect setup. Back to a 17-point bounce for English.
Just under 5 minutes left to go in the quarter. We get a foul at half court on Wiggins. That's Wiggins, at least his second.
Yeah, Wiggins reached in on that one. Anytime Charlestown tries to get a little bit of a comeback here, and you have the English defense making a difference. Foul was first, and Wiggins got upset about getting grabs, but the foul had already occurred.
DeLeon and Bing now back in for Charlestown. That's stolen away here by Gene Lewis. Back down the other end, blocked from behind by Jarrell Wiggins.
So Wiggins has done a little of everything, hasn't he? Both ends of the
all
court.
Over the court. Wiggins blocked inside that time by Parham. Gets his own loose ball, and then gets fouled inside the paint. Foul that time is going to be on DeLeon. Here's the block from behind by Wiggins.
Ran him down.
Wiggins, wide open corner 3. Got 5 threes now in the first half.
Talk about a very, very confident stroke.
Another turnover for Charlestown. Diedrich. He's got 17. Wiggins with 18. Diedrich with 17 here in the first half.
Charleston's on the verge of having this turn into a real blowout.
Allegan with the layup inside.
Even the non-scorers are getting involved. Back-to-back hoops by Allegan. Okay, Charlestown needs a timeout badly.
And Charlestown tried to bring it. They were within 10 at one point late in the first quarter. They're now trailing by 26. Excuse me, 16 rather. Excuse me, 26 here in the second quarter. 3.5 minutes left to go.
Well, 16 turnovers will do it for you.
No question.
You see English, Allegan, nice finish on the backboard. Charlestown kids, for whatever reason, they're not executing the press breaker at all. Throwing some lazy passes. You see Eric McCoy has to be happy at this point. I mean, you're talking about, what, 35, 37 points from 2 of your players. I mean, they're your 2 best scorers.
Sure.
But no one expects 37 points from 2 kids
in the first half. With 3.5 minutes left. So Diedrich now with 19 points, and Jarrell Wiggins with 18 points for the English Eagles.
And you've got to think, Pat, that the players for English are thinking to themselves, boy, it's like you said about a couple of times, if we had Wiggins the whole season, this is what we could have been doing.
Sure. I mean, I believe their record coming into today is 6-10. You could quite possibly reverse those 2 numbers if Wiggins was available those first 9 games.
You can see his effect on both ends.
Can't get the rebound. Put back no good, but going to the free throw line for Charlestown right now is Stephen Gene Lewis.
Reach in by Shepard on that.
I'm sorry, that's Tejeda Mateo.
Yeah, see the ball. The only thing that Wiggins has probably done wrong had the ball go off the back of his head.
Tejeda Johansson there for Charlestown. Knocks down the first free throw. 2 for 2 from the free throw line is Johansson, so cuts the lead down to 24.
All right, Charlestown now trying to go into like a box and one with Perry.
Good defensive possession that time for Charlestown. It's going to stay with Boston English.
Yeah, Hugh Coleman put his team in a different look defensively. Oh.
Pena, corner three.
You
betcha.
LC from in the corner that time.
Perry gets fouled on the three, so he'll be shooting three now for Charlestown.
I tell you, Perry loves this deep right wing. He's shot like 4 of them from that spot. Made a couple already. Boy, 8 3-pointers for English. That's 24 points right there. I mean, it's one thing to shoot well in your home court, but it's Charlestown, for whatever reason, they played like we said, a high-scoring game back in December. So you sort of know what to expect. It's just, I'm surprised that it's been so lopsided.
Perry knocks down the first two. He'll get one more.
But again, when you can shoot deep the way that Charlestown can, starting with Perry, he got 13 points himself, now 14 here for the half. You always have a chance to get back in the game, but at some point, you got to get some stops. You got to get consecutive stops. So Charlestown's like a 2-3 now. They got to find the shooters.
Pena, one of those shooters. Now it's back inside. Good cut.
Yes.
Layup no good
Shepard
that
couldn't
time.
quite put it down.
Corner three for Charlestown off the back iron. Offensive rebound for the Townies. Diedrich going baseline. He's going to get 2 more from the free throw line.
Well, at least that time he did get challenged in that, and I'm sure Hugh Coleman's a little happier about that. Watch it. He's been doing this all night. At that time, the big fella did come by and take the baseline away.
Diedrich knocks down the first. He just finds ways to get into these smallest openings.
Well, he's thin, wiry, but he really has deceptive strength for his size. Because he has full control of the ball, doesn't mind contact. Another deflection.
Stolen away by Ricky Cabral. Over to Perry in the corner. Perry stepped on the baseline, or the sideline.
Perry was trying to dribble right to that same 3-point spot again. Oh, it's good to see a lot more energy from Charlestown coming out of that last time out.
I like what I've seen from the freshman Ricky Cabral so far. We saw him on the football
field. That's right.
You know, he was the starting quarterback for Charlestown's varsity football team. So he's got a lot of poise for a young guy. Certainly some athleticism. Diedrich not able to hit that three. Here comes Perry back down the other end for Charlestown. Off the up fake. Stolen away by Diedrich. Mackay.
Yeah, Perry, a little frustration foul that time. That's too bad because his teammate just didn't give Perry a good enough pass. He had a wide open lane. There's Perry right here. His little frustration. You don't have much chance to get the ball away from Diedrich because he can go either hands.
Diedrich now at the free throw line. Our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, has an update for us as Diedrich misses that free throw. Seth, what do you have?
It's one note on English. Despite the fact they've been playing so well, they've been doing it without one of their starters, Richard Montanez, the freshman, who's one of the team's best rebounders, went down in the opening 2 minutes of the game, came back, but it looks like he's out for the game with a left wrist, possibly hand injury, a heavy wrap and ice on that wrist. So don't expect to see Montanez back. Just 5 players off the bench available. Not that it looks like it has mattered thus far for English out to this 24-point lead. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth. So Montanez should be out the rest of the ball game, as we suspect.
Well, like Seth was saying, the way it's going right now, English has pretty much control of the game because they're scoring pretty much at will. But Charlestown defensively has started to pick things up a bit. They got a lot of work to do.
There's Montanez on the bench right there, holding his wrapped hand. Diedrich coming away with the rebound off the missed free throw.
Charlestown still struggling from the free throw line.
The look inside that time from Diedrich. Squeezing it home inside that time is Hayden Lavarnis.
Well, he did what he was supposed to do. He got himself open on the baseline.
So Lavarnis' layup extends it to a 28-point lead for Boston English. Good look inside for Charlestown. And going to the free throw line now for the Townies is Johansson.
See a nice pass inside. He's able to get it through that zone.
It was Garvin's Jean-Francois with the pass down low.
See that pass again. Johansson trying to finish, takes the contact.
Francois misses both from the stripe. Charlestown well below the 50% mark at the free throw line. Another good look from Diedrich. Block inside by Johansson. Diedrich again towards the rim and couldn't get that one to go either. Another offensive rebound for the Eagles. 3 ball around the rim and out. Johansson coming away with the rebound. Here comes Ricky Cabral now with it for Charlestown.
Let that one fly.
Can't hit the 3. Cabral tried for the steal there, but that's going to go back to the English Eagles here with 24 seconds left to go before halftime.
It's been all English, like we said, with a 28-point lead.
Diedrich. Good swing there for the Eagles. Banking home the jumper.
It's all going, right?
Is Najim Vattel.
Last shot.
Jean-Francois cannot hit that 3, so after the first half here at Boston English High, the Eagles with a 30-point lead over the Charlestown Townies here at Boston English High. And
talk about home cooking, huh?
No question.
Home rims, I tell you.
Both Wiggins and Diedrich for most of that half were the dominant forces here for Boston English, but then a lot of other guys got involved too.
Well, it makes it easier when your 2 leaders have things going so well. The other players start to feel more comfortable. All they got to do, I just need to go to the right spot. I need to cut. I'll be fine because they'll give me the ball. That's right. Even though they're scoring, they're still getting assists.
No question. Now the Charlestown head coach, Hugh Coleman, is with our sideline reporter. Just a minute here for Charlestown.
Hugh was just thinking defense the whole half.
Right.
He was trying to change zones. He was trying to go back to man, trying to figure out some way to stop Diedrich from that penetrating. And then, like you said, Wiggins did everything, both ends.
No question. Wiggins and Diedrich phenomenal in that first half. Charlestown's got to figure out a way to shut those guys down. Their head coach of Charlestown, Hugh Coleman, is with our sideline reporter. We'll see if we can get that fixed in just a second. But certainly a very good half for both those players for Boston English. So we're going to head to break, folks. When we come back, we will have our halftime stats here on Game of the Week and a little bit of halftime highlights from either one of those guys from Boston English.
Definitely
right
those two.
I never graduated from high school. I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch.
Till September.
I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Boston English High School in Jamaica Plain, as right now the English Eagles lead the Charlestown Townies 62-32. Very impressive first half there for our Boston English. We just about are set to go here in the third quarter.
It's a happy Eric McCoy.
No question.
Head coach for English. No, it's not a misprint. That 6-2 and 3-2 were very real. 30-point bulge.
In a first half.
And they earned it.
For
the English team
Boston
played.
English.
You got to be 62 points, like you said, is amazing. But you've got to be equally impressive with the defense. They came out with that full court pressure, turned Charlestown over like midway through the second quarter. They had 16 turnovers, a lot of them forced by that English press.
So English starts off the third quarter with the basketball. A 30-point lead.
Oh, double team leads to a fast break. One of the few for Charlestown. As you get your quarterback from the football team finishing it off, Cabral.
Ricky with the layup there for the Townies. Rebound inside from Parham. Darrell Wiggins back on the floor for Boston English after sitting most of that second quarter. He got in foul trouble off the steal. It's Diedrich with the two-handed flush for the English Eagles.
That, like I said, that wiry body of his is just deceiving with his strength and his jumping ability. Parham, there you go.
Corner three, knocked down for him.
He's one of the guys that's got to get going. The same way we talked in the first half about how Diedrich and Wiggins got their team going. See, Parham's one of the kids for Charlestown. He has to make his shots so his other teammates feel like they can contribute.
Foul inside there for Charlestown on Diedrich.
It's tough enough trying to come back from a huge deficit, but when you have an unforced turnovers, it makes it even that much tougher.
Good drive that time for Charlestown, but it's going to be a travel from Jean-Francois.
Yeah, he was just a little off balance. Actually, he had Perry here in the corner in front of us for a wide open three. Just tried to force it a little bit.
Good swing for the English Eagles. The rebound comes down to Perry. Jean-Francois for three. Can't get that to go.
A little push in the back. We'll stay here with Charlestown.
Back down the other end, it's Diedrich again with the two-handed stuff for the English Eagles, and Charlestown needs to take another timeout.
Two quick turnovers. Both led to Diedrich dunks. Watch him. Under control. 25 for Diedrich. Was Wiggins have like 21? Oh, I mean, how often you see two high school kids the start of the second half? You know, talking about 46 points between them.
Wiggins officially has 18, so
wow, this is crazy.
It's only 43 points between them.
All right. Well,
That's it.
Small details, right?
When you score that much, it could be any number. I mean, my goodness.
It's easy to lose track.
Yeah, right.
In Charlestown, their frustrations are unforced turnovers.
And we mentioned the struggles of Charlestown this season, despite Charlestown being a team that we thought would be a little bit better this year. They have about 3 or 4 main players. As they missed the layup inside.
Good job to get it back.
Staying with it that time was Johansson.
You're right, yeah. He's actually played okay inside.
Yeah, Johansson, just a freshman here for the Townies. They had about 3 or 4 guys that were going to be juniors and seniors this season who were expected to be starters who haven't played for various reasons. Some of them have been ineligible or because of school situations or home situations haven't been able to play this year. And they were some of their top guys. And then you have Gabriel Gardner, who's also one of your top guys, hurting his shoulder a few weeks ago. So you
losses in all kinds of ways. Yeah.
You essentially have 4 guys that you were counting on to be starters for you this year who aren't playing.
The way Johansson's playing as a freshman, like you said, with that kind of size, Hugh he's going to put together an off-season program for him.
Johansson knocks down the first. Substitution for the Eagles. Pena heading to the bench. Coming back in is Jeremy Shepard for Boston English. Johnson knocks down the second free throw.
Charlestown trying to do a little better from the free throw line. They're 9 for 16 now. At one point, they were way below 500 in the first half.
Diedrich.
A good defense.
Fancy finish. Wiggins on the drive. That's going to be travel on Jalil.
One of the few mistakes that Wiggins has made.
Coach McCoy, not a lot to yell about tonight.
And not at all. But they started out in this press.
Perry, tough shot from behind the backboard.
That's behind the backboard. Nice angle.
Perry now is 16 to lead the Townies.
Yeah, deflection from Charlestown, but again, you gotta like the effort. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Having an issue here at the scores table, so referee's trying to sort that out.
Good shot of official Jamal Galloway. There's so much. The game started.
Fixing the shot clock.
It was somewhat helter-skelter, but English's helter-skelter was under control because they were scoring all the time.
Wiggins off the up fake.
Travel
the jump
too.
stop. Yeah, took an extra step that time.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess sometimes you get so far ahead, you just feel like you can do anything. And that's back-to-back travel violations for Wiggins.
Another turnover for the Townies as that goes back
the unforced ones are killers.
Three turnovers now for the Townies. 22-point lead for Boston English.
Yeah, Olagun couldn't quite pull that in. A deflection by Charlestown.
Corner three for Boston English off the front rim. Good rebound.
Shepard. Yeah, Shepard's come off the bench for English with a lot of energy.
Wide open three, buried there for the English Eagles.
That was the key to what you just said, Pat. Wide open. Saw a lot of those in the first half.
Parham no good on the three. Rebound, put back no good. Tap in no good. Parham now getting the offensive rebound. Can't get the put back to go.
Like a lid in the basket.
Charlestown working hard underneath.
Between Parham and the freshman, I tell you, Pat, I'll admit to you, this print is so small for Charlestown. I didn't even know she was a freshman. But he's working 13 right there. ECC 1.
Yeah, you're Hanser.
Yeah. Like we said earlier, good size. He struggled earlier in the very beginning of the game. He was struggling trying to cover up and protect the basket. Hugh went out on the floor and yelled at him one time. That's all it took. Because ever since then, he's done a much better job defensively.
Misses that second free throw, but Henry comes away with a rebound. Jean-Francois knocks down the three for the Townies. Back to a 22-point lead for Boston English.
Yeah, the Townies seem a little more comfortable in this 2-3 zone. So that should be a travel. Yeah.
Another walk that time from Boston English. They've had a few of those here in the second half.
Parham.
Knocks down the three for Charlestown. Gets them back into trailing by the teens. Parham now with 11 points for Charlestown.
He's going to get a bunch of more shots for the rest of this game.
Runner. Offensive rebound that time for Vattel. Under 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Diedrich's going to try to take it himself.
Yeah,
and
shot
now
clock got
McCoy
reset for some reason. So
should be about 8 seconds left.
Yeah, so I think
the
the official Anthony Pitts noticed that and wanted to try to correct it. All right, so I guess they're going to leave it at 24. Deflection and steal, good job.
Yeah, that's Henry. Can't get the layup to go off the steal.
That was really tough luck on that one.
Diedrich, nice feed inside Oligar. Parham for three, gets another one to go.
I tell you, between Parham and Perry, they both have their favorite spots to shoot their threes. Wiggins again. That's 3 traveling violations here in the third quarter. I mean, as good a first half as he had. Unforced turnovers.
Parham feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
Rattles home another
you
three.
got that right, Pat. We can write that down on capital letters. Because he's just touching and letting it go.
No question. His threes are helping Charlestown on this 23-9 run. They've cut the lead back down to 15. Wiggins gets his shot deflected.
That's a
Vattel inside. He's going to get 2 free throws.
Yeah, Vattel, another one of the sophomores for English. That's probably the first shot that Wiggins got blocked. Vattel, good job to stick with it. Earned 2 free throws.
It was Ricky Cabral who got his hand in there for the foul. Vattel unable to hit the first. Substitution for Boston English. Evan Lewis coming back in as Wiggins heads to the bench. Like you mentioned, tough first quarter there for Wiggins after a dynamic first half.
He's only in the stat line this third quarter for turnovers. Oh, nice fake. Good fake.
So Henry now going to head to the charity
Henry
stripe.
faked the pass to the corner, which opened up a little bit of a step right there of the fake. Then the blocking foul.
And Henry no good on the first. 2 points on the night for Henry, both from the free throw line. Can't hit the second. Parham trying for the putback. That's knocked away. That'll stay with Boston English. Henry was trying to get the steal off of Diedrich. 1:44 left to go here in the third quarter. 16-point lead for Boston English. Ball knocked away. That's going to stay with the Eagles.
Yeah, Henry that time got to the ball, just couldn't get control.
Corner three, around the rim and out. Rebound from Yusufer inside. And it's stolen away by English. Charlestown gets it right back. Parham throws it away, however. Diedrich somehow got that shot to go in.
Those long arms. Excellent ball control.
Corner three from Jean-Francois. Can't get it to go. Cabral tries that midair putback. Jean-Francois from the other side. Ball getting tapped around by both squads. Traveling violation that time from Evan Lewis, so Charlestown's going to get it back underneath the hoop.
I'll tell you, Pat, cutting into this lead has really picked up Charlestown's defense.
Drive from Yusufer. He's going to get two free throws.
Under control, nice baseline drive. What I mean, under control. He knows the contact's coming. Trying to get the ball into that layup box on the backboard.
Yusufer can't hit the first. Right now, Mekhi Dedrick has had a great game so far. Already has a triple-double, 27 points, 10 assists, and 10 steals.
Well,
and he's not too far behind in rebounds. He's got 7 of those, so he could be in line for a quadruple-double here tonight. We're not even at the end of the third quarter.
Talk about running out of room on the scoreboard, in the scorebook. That's got travel, yeah. English, you just get, young players just get lax. I mean, they had everything going so smoothly in the first half. Now this whole third quarter has been all about traveling violations.
Brawl, top of the key, can't get the three to roll in. Yusufer going after the rebound. Patel coming away with it for Boston English. Diedrich going right at the Charlestown defense. Gets his own rebound, missed, put back, and one for Mekhi Diedrich.
Well, you talk about having a nose for the ball. And quick hands. Has no problem challenging the bigger player, Parham. You see it again, and like I said, as soon as he gets it, has that nose for the rim.
Finishes off the three-point play. Back to a 20-point lead for Boston English. Diedrich with 30 to lead all scorers. Perry comes back with a trifecta. Perry now with 19 to lead Charlestown.
Last 5 seconds.
Diedrich can't hit that three. Rebound of Parham. Ricky Cabral tries to get it before the end of the buzzer in the third quarter. 17-point lead for Boston English. Charlestown goes to work and cuts into the English lead a little bit. But Mekhi Diedrich, he's been outstanding here tonight. My goodness. Over 30 points for him now. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter here on Game of the Week. Make sure you stick around.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Welcome back to Boston English High School in Jamaica Plain here. We're just about ready to start the fourth quarter here on Game of the Week. 17-point lead for the Boston English Eagles. And folks, next Friday night on the 14th, we don't have a time yet, but the Boston City League Playoffs first round will be happening. We don't know which teams we'll be covering because it hasn't been decided yet, but make sure you tune in next Friday night. Make sure you tune into our social media pages as we figure out which teams we cover. We'll be letting you know on our social media sites, so make sure you follow us there and see who we're covering in the first round of the city playoffs starting next Friday night. Hard to believe that that's coming up in just a week.
Yeah.
The first round, the City League playoffs actually start on Thursday. They got 2 games on Thursday night, 2 games on Friday night.
They have a new format now.
Parham trying to line up the 3. Airballed that one. Gets the steal for Charlestown. Jean-Francois back irons that 3. Good hustle there from Charlestown and Cabral, so Charlestown calls a timeout.
Now Charlestown got 2 wide open looks for 3s. That's exactly what they wanted. Crossed over to Parham, one of his favorite spots where he was hitting in the third quarter. I mean, it's hard to think about a 30-point lead being an exciting game, but Charlestown got as close as 15 in the third quarter. Yeah, and here we are with 7:21 to go in the game, and because they can shoot 3s so much, there's always a chance to get closer.
Our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's got a quick update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Hugh Coleman went with a very young unit there in the third quarter. His 3 freshmen out the entire time, along with 2 of his juniors. And a big part of the reason why he's enjoying coaching this team and looking forward to years in the future is the fact that his freshmen have been able to produce already. He's got a very good JV team with a lot of freshmen who he's happy about because they're on the straight and narrow. They're going to class. They're doing everything right. And he hopes that that's going to continue and that this Charlestown team is going to be up to speed sooner rather than later. Guys?
Thank you very much, Seth. And certainly the future is what Charlestown's looking at right now. As we mentioned to start the game, just 2 wins this season for the Charlestown Townies. We mentioned everything they've been going through, too. Missing all these guys, ineligibility and injuries. It's just been really tough this season. If anybody can handle it, though, it's the man at the helm for the Townies and Hugh Coleman.
Well, you got a freshman with some size. They're going right to him now. See, before they weren't actually going to him. He was getting most of his scoring opportunities on offensive rebounds. But
yeah, Johanser back at the free throw line. Making free throws for Johanser has not been his strong suit so far tonight, but he's been getting there.
Well, you gotta like the effort he's putting in, because you're right. He's earning his trips to the stripe.
Can't hit the second. He's now 5 for 12 from the free throw line. Natal back down the other end gets the layup for the Eagles.
Freshman fell asleep on that one. Nobody looked back to see somebody sneaking away.
Jean-Francois fires another one. That time he's able to knock it down for the Townies. Going to stay with Charlestown.
Yeah, the way they're playing a zone. It's like a 2-3, but they're going to trap when the ball goes toward the sideline. They're going to double team to make them pick up the dribble.
Kai Diedrich again towards the basket. Couldn't get that one to fall for him. Here comes Charlestown. Perry wide open 3. Gets it to go.
Just like that, 13-point game.
Perry now with 22 to lead the Townies. Pena, corner three. Rocoso gets the offensive rebound, but isn't able to put it back up and in. Diedrich, nice pass inside Oligan.
Oligan made a nice move to go up and get his team back up by 15 again.
Dorosco with keeping it alive there for English. Back to a 15-point lead for the Eagles. Dorosco, pass gets stolen away. Here comes your Hanser. Getting the layup for Charlestown.
You like that. That might have been his best play of the game because the big fellow was there waiting for him. Took his little 2 steps and nice soft finish.
Yeah, a little nifty move there for the freshman.
It's going to be a bad pick. Yeah, it's going to be an illegal pick.
Yeah, Dorosco moving screen that time for him. Wiggins coming back in for Boston English. As Dorosco heads to the bench. Wiggins had a tough time there in the third quarter. Wasn't able to get much going after having 18 points in the first half. Still stuck on 18 as Perry rattles home that jumper.
Turns and shoots.
Cuts it down to an 11-point lead here for Charlestown. It's a 30-point lead at the half for Boston English.
Nice poke
Henry
steal.
comes away with a steal. All the way to the rim. Gets it to go for the Townies. We're back to single digits.
Timeout by McCoy on the English bench. He's seen his 30-point lead cut down to 9. Nice poke steal, clean. Now watch, the Wiggins trying to run down for a block. That time he just one step behind.
Yeah, Henry with a strong finish there as Coach Coleman's got his Townies back to within 9 here with 4:40 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, we talked about in the first half, even though you're down by 25, 30 points, when you can shoot threes consistently and you get some turnovers, anything can happen. You can get yourself back in the game. That's exactly what Charlestown has done. With some help from English. I mean, all those travel violations in the threw quarter by English.
Yeah, they really threw them off.
Unforced turnovers, empty possessions, and then Charlestown came down and able to make some threes.
Wiggins now with it in the open floor. Goes all the way to the rim. Couldn't hit the layup. Rebound for Gene Lewis for Charlestown. He was the one that made that jumper before, not Perry. Corner three for Jean Francois. He gets it to go for Charlestown.
Boy, when it's going, it's going. That's a travel. He slid his back foot. Good call. His momentum made him slide his back foot for the travel.
So Charlestown cuts it down to 6 after the Jean Francois three. Okay. Perry back in.
Perry's back in now.
Henry going to head to the bench.
Frostcourt, there you go.
Francois hits it again.
That's going to be a technical foul now on Francois. That's going to be a technical foul for taunting. Totally unnecessary.
Yeah,
well, as a freshman, you get a little excited. You made a few threes. Hugh Coleman was trying to plead his case, but that's an obvious one.
Yeah, we saw it right down the line here, the taunting there from Jean Francois. So Diedrich knocks down the first. As if Mackay needed 2 more easy baskets here.
Well, but what's important about this, not just the 2 points, but the fact that it's slows down that momentum that Charlestown's been running on for the last 6 minutes.
That's right. So you get the 2 points that bring it back to a 5-point game.
And the ball.
And they get the ball. When you had it at a 1-possession game. Another turnover here for Boston English. Almost a turnover there for Charlestown, but they're going to keep it here with 25 seconds left on the shot clock. English now with 19 turnovers as they've struggled to take care of the ball here in the second half. That time, that's a foul on Akeem Olagon.
Charlestown now has 42 points off a three-point shooting. 11 here in the second half. 14 for the game.
My goodness. Jean-Francois now at the free throw line for Charlestown. Can't hit the first on the 1-and-1, and we got a foul inside on Jarrell Wiggins.
His teammate read Francois' miss quickly enough to make a move inside. Jean-Louis, so one of the sophomores. Now he'll get a chance at 1-and-1. All right, so I never thought this would be a 5-point game with 3:51 to go, right?
Boy, at halftime we were saying hopefully Charlestown can keep it, within 20 or so.
Well, that or just get it under 20. That third quarter, they took advantage of all the English unforced turnovers.
Townies again still struggling from the free throw line as Gene Lewis misses both of those. Diedrich got it poked away. Here comes Gene Lewis. Over to Cabral. Tried for an alley-oop, but got tapped in by Gene Lewis.
We called a mistake alley-oop. It all counts. 3-point game.
That's when you just go back down the other end and just shake your head and laugh. 3-point lead for the English Eagles. Pena for three. Short on that one. Olagon can't get the putback. Wiggins can't hang on to it.
Point-blank layup for Wiggins and just had the ball slip out of his hands.
He's really been thrown off here in the second half.
Yeah, when things go bad.
Completely polar opposite half from the first half, where he was outstanding.
Prepare him for a wide-open three.
This could tie it. You betcha! Tied up at 83. Charlestown on the comeback trail.
I tell you, from the first half, Pat, I didn't know there were any Charlestown fans here.
No, I didn't either. That could be the bench, though,
but
with the kind of energy they've had.
I'm telling you, they're all behind the Charlestown bench, stomping on the bleachers. Can't blame them. They come back from 30 points down to tie the game.
This has been unprecedented. I haven't seen a game like this in a long time. Can't quite see what happened there.
Yeah, Charlestown called a timeout. The bench called a timeout when they saw they were losing control of the ball. 2:44 to go, and unbelievably, a tie game at 83. When you had a 62-32 game at halftime.
And you see Coach Coleman coaching up his guys now with his team tied at 83, 2:44 left to go here in the fourth quarter. I mean, it certainly helps when you can knock down the three. That's really helped them climb back into it.
Right, yeah. 14 threes. And give them credit, they actually started playing better defense the end of the first half. Even though they were way down, they were given much more defensive effort, and that carried over to the third quarter. English helped out with all those crazy unforced traveling violations. But nonetheless, you're talking about a 51 points, 51-21 in this second half.
Yeah, they've outscored English by 30 here in the second half.
And have a chance.
Out of those 21, Mekhi Dedrick has 11 for English. So
he's been the only one really consistent. Like you mentioned before, Wiggins really just had as great as he was in the first half, he's just been out of sync here the second half.
Charlestown have a tough time inbounding the ball as Cabral gets it knocked away, then is able to hang on to it. Tried to get rid of it, tapped away. Now it's Jean-Francois.
Charlestown's really out of sorts.
Perry corner three off the back iron. Mekhi Dedrick comes away with the rebound.
It's going to be a blocking foul on Cabral.
Diedrich's close to that quadruple double we were talking about. He's got 9 rebounds now.
And you see Diedrich at Cabral, so leaned in.
Pena short on the 3. Wiggins trying to get after the loose ball, and he was fouled inside. Just the 4th team foul on Charlestown here in the second half.
Again, offensive rebound by Wiggins. There you see the grab.
You see Coach McCoy. Oligon backing his way in.
A nice drop step, just couldn't finish.
Here comes Ricky Cabral, all the way to the rim. Stuffed inside by Pena. Back down the other end, Oligon hits the lefty layup and gets the foul for Boston English.
Again, Oligon out front. Like you said, was able to finish with his left hand away from the defense.
So that breaks a 10-0 run from Charlestown. Let's get another look at it.
You see, like that left hand. Not many big fellas can do that.
Missed free throw from Oligon, but that's going to stay with Boston English.
Just under 2 minutes, 1:55 to go. You just got to wonder if Charlestown really wore themselves out with that 30-point comeback. They got a problem with the table again. I'm sorry.
Jamal Galloway talking to both head coaches.
He pulled both head coaches to center court. He might be telling them to tell the players to calm down, stop all the noise. There's been a lot of talking during this comeback. A lot of talking. Some of it's frustration on the English side, and then we already had one technical foul for Taunton,
which usually calms it down because a second tech for Jean Francois is kicked out of the game.
Exactly.
And then the other players oftentimes know that as well. As Oligon couldn't save it, went off his foot. Are they going to save it?
He saved it off the
It
foot.
was off of Charlestown. Yeah. Okay. Hard to see from our angle, but
off of Jean Louise's foot. See, he hit it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Jean Louise, who was sitting out of bounds. Really nice replay there. What a feed inside to Oligon.
Tell you, excellent assist.
With Diedrich, who's been the leading scorer, getting it done with the assist that time. Parham, 3. Doesn't go for him. Perry comes away with the rebound. Another steal that time. Here comes Diedrich with the layup and one for the English Eagles. What a play from Mekhi Diedrich.
A huge hoop for English.
So gets the steal, then goes coast to coast, scores the layup, finishes through contact. And he's going to have a free throw here to try to extend it to a 7-point lead and make it a 3-possession game, and he does.
It is. Yeah, I'm saying there was a lot of contact, Pat, on the layup.
He almost got another steal there. He has 11 steals tonight.
Yeah, Dietrich had an amazing game.
Cabral just chucks it down the other end, finds Perry inside to Johanser, who's going to get 2 more from the charity stripe.
You see the pass inside. So, I'd say both teams are stuck on 83 for about a minute or so. Then now we've seen a 7-0 run by English.
Johanser once again struggling from the line.
It's weird because it looks like he has a nice stroke. calm, under control. A lot of times freshmen have like a herky-jerky type of
or they just want to fire it up there quick.
But he's look like he seems to have a good technique. He's only 1 for 7 now. One for his last 7.
Cabral comes away with the rebound for Charlestown, but it's stolen away by Pena. Quickly up the floor to Diedrich. Alley-oop to Wiggins for the exclamation point.
It's going to be a check on the holding the rim. But like you said, the exclamation point with 1:03 to go. Now Charlestown will get 2 free throws on the tech, and then they'll have the ball. And watch, alley-oop perfectly set up. Well, you asked for it in the first quarter, Pat, right?
Well,
you asked for a dunk from Wiggins.
He went baseline and had a nice lay-in. I said, next time that happens, that's going to be a dunk. Here's another look at it. Wiggins easily getting up over the rim. And there you see the crowd loving that. Technical for hanging on the rim, like you mentioned, Alan, as Perry knocks down the free throw.
This is still key because you're basically giving Charlestown, as Wiggins is trying to explain to his head coach, either explain or apologize, one of the two. So you just gave Charlestown two free throws. Now Charlestown has the ball.
That's right. It's
you know
92.
They're going to set up one of those threes.
92-85 here in the gym. Yes, we have 92-85, so it's a 3-possession game that Charlestown just cut it down to. Now if they score here, they could cut it down to a 2-possession game. So that tech is big, but that's another steal for Diedrich. Layup no good. Offensive rebound for Wiggins. Gets that one to go, and the foul.
Talk about huge plays by Wiggins. As frustrated as he was in the third quarter, basically all he had in the third quarter was a bunch of turnovers. Now he's had the 2 biggest plays of the night. As we're under a minute, he puts his team up by 9.
Some more discussion over near the scorer's table now. I'm not exactly sure what's happening there. You see them look at it for Wiggins.
That's just good strength by Wiggins against the freshman for Charlestown. And the soft touch bounces in.
Emphatic fist pump that time from Coach McCoy.
Oh, it's tough to watch 30-point leads
just evaporate. So Wiggins now could get the lead back to double digits if he finishes off this 3-point play. Minute left to go here in the fourth quarter. And he does. 10-point lead now for Boston English.
The travel violation.
And Jean-Francois. And you're now seeing Charlestown, like you mentioned before, they're sort of just running out of gas.
And emotionally, you came all the way back, but now you've given up, a 12-2 run here.
Diedrich now going to bring it back out. Time to kill some clock here for Boston English. Diedrich trying to feed it inside, stolen away by Jean-Francois. Cabral down the other end, can't get the layup. Pena with the rebound. Diedrich going to pull it back out again for Boston English. Now going to lay it down beautifully to Wiggins. Diedrich now with 16 assists as Parham buries another 3. Coach Coleman wants to call a timeout now with 19 seconds left to go. Parham with 8 threes now for Charlestown, but the Townies down by 9 with just 19 seconds left. 3-possession game. Too little, too late here for the Charlestown.
Well, it makes sense that the 2 players who got off that great start. You see Parham again, loves that corner, or like corner wings, get that 8 3-pointers for him now. But like I was saying, for English, it's it's justice, I guess you could call it. That it's the 2 main kids, Wiggins and Diedrich, who here in the last 4 minutes, because remember the game was tied with like 4 minutes to go. So for those 2 to come through with the big plays, a couple of steals by Diedrich with the dunks, then the alley-oop dunk to Wiggins, 9-point game. It's as bad as it was looking, because you know some of those English players are thinking about, we can't lose with a 30-point lead.
Charles English almost lost it on the possession that time.
So
the ball inbounds to Johansson, scores inside, cuts it down to a 7-point game.
Wiggins will go to the free throw line, it'll be double bonus at this point.
We mentioned how much Wiggins struggled for the majority of the second half, but it is pretty fitting.
Third quarter, yeah.
Mostly a third quarter. Yeah. But he has a 7 here in the fourth quarter, and 2 of the biggest baskets were that putback for the end one, and then the alley-oop dunk right before that.
And the putback came on an offensive rebound, which he just out-muscled the Charlestown player.
Yeah, so as much as he struggled here in the second half, 2 of the biggest baskets of the game for Boston English come from this young man.
So it's a strange game. It's a tale of different quarters because, like we said, that should be two shots. 11-2 for Scoba might be wrong.
Corner 3 from Jean-Francois. No good pair. I'm trying to tap it back up and in. Won't get it to go.
There you go.
And Boston English able to survive. And wouldn't you know it, but that last play right there gave Mekhi Diedrich 10 rebounds, which now gives him a quadruple double.
Which
I don't even know how to say it because we never see it.
Exactly.
Quadruple double here for Mekhi Diedrich here tonight for Boston English. He was amazing.
Well,
and Jarrell Wiggins, as we mentioned, struggled here in the first half, but had 2 big baskets down the stretch, and that's how English was able to hang on and win this one.
That's what it takes. And also, there were a couple of situations for Charlestown. I just think the young kids ran out of gas.
That's right.
I mean, even though they made it all the way back to a tie game, they were stuck on 83 for about a 3-minute period.
That's right.
So it's in English, like you said, had a chance to get the couple of steals by Diedrich, get the two-handed dunk, then of course, what would you call it? Nail in the coffin, right?
That's right.
With the alley-oop to Wiggins. So it was good to see English. With all the work they did in the first half, they did just about everything right to earn a 30-point halftime lead.
That's right.
Even though they gave up that entire lead in the middle of the fourth quarter, for them to stick with it and have effort plays, hustle plays, end it, that gives them the 7-point win.
No question. Phenomenal effort for both these teams tonight. Charlestown certainly with a great effort to get back into this game and tie it up before being unable to finish it off the end there. But fantastic game here tonight at Boston English, folks. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our Game of the Week MVP and our final stats here from English High and Jamaica Plain right after these messages. Don't go away.
I never graduated from high school. I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch. Till September. I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You're still talking to your friends. It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji! Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Welcome back to Boston English High School in Jamaica Plain. At the conclusion of Game of the Week, the English Eagles are able to hang on and defeat the Charlestown Townies 97-90. So a heck of a way to hang on to the win after a furious comeback from the Charlestown Townies.
You know, you never hear about coming back for a win after being up 30.
That's right. But we saw a little bit of everything tonight. I mean, we saw some great plays, a lot of great play from both these teams. But one thing we haven't seen, I think, ever is a quadruple double. That was from Mekhi Diedrich, who is having an outstanding season. He's a dynamic sophomore guard for the Boston English Eagles. He is with our sideline reporter along with Coach McCoy. So, Seth, take it away.
Joined by our MVP, Mekhi Diedrich, and head coach Eric McCoy. Mekhi, this game got a lot closer than you guys would have liked. Tied at 83. You guys take a three-point lead, and then you take over, set up a teammate for a three-point play, have a three-point play of your own, and then set up Jarrell Wiggins for that huge lob dunk. What were you trying to do in that moment during that big 9-0 run to get your team a little bit of confidence and the momentum back?
We had a big lead. They came back, and we just had to stay focused. And they kept on making a couple threes, so we just had to get better on D. And with the alley-oop, I know he could catch it. I got on the fast break. Like the play before, he told me to throw it, so I just threw it up. I knew he was going to make it, so yeah.
For you today, 35 points. You finished with a quadruple double. Which of those stats, points, rebounds, assists, steals, means the most to you in terms of progressing as a player here as a sophomore?
Definitely assists, like being a better point guard, steals, playing defense, and rebounds, because I got to help my team rebound. Points is like the least. So, yeah.
How much does it help having Jarrell back, taking some of the scoring low, but also having another leader out there on the floor, a guy who can set up your teammates?
It really helps a lot, because usually I was getting double teamed and stuff. Now they can't do that, and he could just score. He could do everything. So it's like it's fun playing with him.
You've got a tight schedule, another game tomorrow, and then 2 on Monday and Tuesday. How do you keep yourself fresh when your team is running as much as possible? It felt like a track meet out there with the basketball involved.
Yeah, I'm used to it. We're just going to go back and have practice probably tomorrow, run some more. We're ready for it, so yeah.
Congratulations on a tremendous game. We'll bring in Coach. Coach, that's a pretty apt way to finish off today because the atmosphere in here was electric. Charlestown had a big crowd, but your fans got loud as well. It's essentially a playoff game the rest of the way for you guys to get into the state playoffs. How did this atmosphere feel to be on your home court and to have that much support?
I felt good, you know. I think all year we had great fan support. Even on the road, you know, we had a great crowd supporting us. So it felt good, you know. Like you said, it felt like a tournament game today. Hopefully we can do a good job to get into the tournament and, you know, get even a better crowd. What was the message to your team when Charlestown came back from 30 to tie it 83-83? It could have gone either way at that point. What did you try to do to kind of settle your team down? I just told them we had to lock in. You know, we had to refocus, you know, do the things that we did the first half that got us the big lead. You know, we played tremendous defense. We was getting back on defense. You know, we gave a lot of fast break points in which I wanted to try to evaluate, get rid of early, and we didn't do a good job of doing that. Have to talk a little bit of Mekhi, obviously the leading scorer in the city, but his vision is also really impressive. That three-point play to kind of get things going. How important is he to this team as a sophomore? He's very important. You know, he does a lot. As you can see, he can score, he rebounds, he gets a lot of steals, he finds teammates. So he's a key to our team. You know, when he brings it and he plays at his high potential, he does a great job. He's a great leader. Like you said, he's only a sophomore. He's only going to get better. He just got to continue to work. Finally, what's the big key for you guys? You're on a little bit of a winning streak now. Things are going well, but every single game is essentially a must-win to get into the state tournament. What do you guys need to do over these final 3? I think we got to continue to stay locked in. We got to continue to defend. One of the biggest things that we got to do, we got to continue to rebound the basketball. We got to take care of the basketball, and we got to eliminate teams from getting fast break points. I think when we're in half-court defense, I think we do a great job of communicating and moving, and we got to keep teams, you know, playing half-court, and like we want to get out and run. So in order for us to do that, we have to get stops. Coach, thanks so much. Hopefully you can get a short breath and enjoy this one a little bit before you focus on tomorrow's game. Good luck the rest of the way. All right, thank you.
Thanks very much, Seth. Coach McCoy certainly happy with the win tonight. And like Seth said, if they win out the rest of the season, they could get into the state tournament.
Could get in, yeah.
So we'll see. As Seth mentioned, it's sort of a one-and-done situation for the rest of the year. So very stressful and important, but we'll see if English can do it. Let's take a look at the final stats here from Boston English High. First up, it's Charlestown Townies.
Charlestown. Perry, the senior guy, was pretty consistent throughout the game with 26 points. Parham, he finally got that three-pointer going from that Duke wing and from the corner. He had 23. Parham had 9 rebounds. St. Louis with 8 rebounds. Perry, 6 assists, and Parham with 4 assists. Charlestown, most of that obviously in the second half.
Let's take a look at the English final stats.
English, Diedrich, player of the game for 35. His running buddy, the senior Wiggins, added 25. Diedrich also had those 10 rebounds. Wiggins was 9 rebounds. And then, of course, Diedrich with the big 15 assists. Like he said, that's the most important stat in his mind. And Olegun had 4 assists. So English, crazy game. I mean, I'm just thinking back to that 62-32 halftime.
That's right.
Halftime score, and you think, oh, okay, well, let's just make our way through the second half. But before you know it, third quarter, English got a little too complacent.
That's right.
A lot of unforced turnovers. Meanwhile, Charlestown started hitting those three-pointers. And, okay, fourth quarter comes down to an 83-83 game. With about, I think it was 4:21 to go. Tie score.
Yeah, no question. I mean, the way the three-point shot is now taken so much throughout basketball at all levels, even a 30-point lead isn't safe, which is outrageous to say, but that's how this game has evolved so much.
Especially the way English was playing so well.
That's right.
They didn't do anything really outlandish to get the 30-point lead. They just played regular, find open shooters, make the shot, rebound. They got a bunch of steals in that first quarter after that full-court press. Get a steal, pass the ball, get a layup.
Right.
Before you know it, they're up 30, and then Charlestown turned everything over in that third and fourth quarters. But a good comeback for Charlestown, give them credit. And like Seth mentioned during that fourth quarter comeback, it was mostly the freshmen out there.
That's right.
For Charlestown. So looking to the future, and Hugh Coleman, the head coach at Charlestown, knows that he has a lot of talent to work with, especially with those three-point shooters.
That's right.
And they're going to lose Perry. Perry's a senior. But other than that, he has a lot of young talent to work with.
No question, future will be bright for the Charlestown Townies, especially with Coach Coleman at the helm. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Game of the Week tonight. If you want to watch this game again, you can certainly go to our website. Go to www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week for all the games from this season are up on that site. You can also follow us on social media. You can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/game of the week Boston. All our links to all our games are up there as well, along with different indications about what games we're going to be covering. You're going to want to check that out, because we got the first round of the playoffs coming up next week, and then the state tournament after the city championships, and games are all over the place. So make sure you follow us there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV, and if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. We will see you next Friday somewhere here in the city for the first round of the city playoffs. But for right now, we're going to say so long from Boston English High in Jamaica Plain. We'll see you next time here in Game of the Week. Take care, everybody.